Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion blog coverage. You're live at Gencon 2019. Thanks to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers. These spectacular companies here who donated games to the Kickstarter to make it all possible. And of course our big sponsors, Tasty Minstrel Games, who sponsors everything we do, and Steve Jackson Games, who has the new Deadly Doodles, a draw and draw game. Right now, we're at the Space Cowboys booth with Jared, and we're about to learn about the new thing from Time Stories Revolution. It's not an expansion, it's not a standalone. What is it?
Alright, so Time Stories Revolution is essentially, think of it as the second season of the original Time Stories series. This takes the story that just wrapped up in Time Stories and Time Stories Madame and expands it based on what happened there. However, with that said, new players can totally get into the Revolution. The first big difference with Time Stories Revolution is no longer is a core box needed. Every scenario box they buy of Time Stories Revolution is going to be standalone and just play right out of the box. So that means you can jump in at any point and just experience this adventure. In Time Stories, you actually are you're a time agent who's going back in time to make sure history doesn't get too out of whack, and you're doing that by controlling receptacles, which is where your kind of energy goes into this person who actually lives in the past, and you're controlling them and working off of some of their natural abilities. So someone may be a really smooth talker, or someone else may be really dexterous, so you can kind of get into conversations that the smooth talker would do good in, or maybe you need to break into a car, so maybe your dexterous person would do that. One of the other differences for people who have played Time Stories into Time Stories Revolution, beyond the fact that that core box is gone, there's no more board, there's no more rolling dice, things have been streamlined more so it's less fiddly. There was a lot of stuff going on in Time Stories, and this takes some of that and just does it in a much smoother, streamlined way. So it's something that's very welcoming to new players and still challenging yet familiar for players of original Time Stories. But the whole goal of Revolution is to bring even more people into this amazing world where you're traveling to different places. Sometimes it's even fantasy places. It's not even just the real world. Sometimes you go back in time to places that maybe aren't our world. So yeah, that at its core, it is just a more streamlined standalone. Each box is standalone, but does actually tie into an overarching story if you kind of play them all together. But yeah, so Time Stories Revolutions, it's heading out in October of this year, and it's the perfect continuation and jump on point for anyone who's ever been interested.
Fantastic. Time Stories Revolutions. Looks like it might be a cup of tea. Check that one out. If you're enjoying what we're doing, click on that subscribe button down below, and in the comments below, let me know how many gallons of water could you drink in a day?
Yes, there's a way for you.
One.
I'm going to give you $10 million for each one you drink today. How many can you drink?
2, 3. Am I dead yet? 4? When
you're dead at 4.
Okay, I'm dead at 4?
I'm going to guess you're dead at 4.
Okay, let's do 2.75.
All right. I'm going to do 1, man. I'm good at 10 mil. Maybe 2 if I'm thirsty. But let me know in the comments below. How many are you doing? As always, thanks for your time.